Hi there. If you tuned in last time, you'll know that this is the second part of our E3 coverage. Like I said back then, we recorded it for an awfully long time and easily enough to make it 2 shows worth. So even though this is probably all quite old news by now, why not just sit back and listen to what we thought about E3 2018.
Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
I suck, you suck, I suck at Call of Duty.
Welcome to the Not Playing Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and today I'm joined by
Marcus Hurley
And
Will.
so let's do Not Saying. Let's take a sideways step into the realms of the madness.
One word for you, chaps. Devolver.
Yeah.
The Devolver conference, it's clearly video only. It took me a while to realise what was going on with the audience, if you see what I mean. I don't want to ruin it. All I can do is recommend you go onto YouTube or whatever streaming thingy service you use and look for the Devolver E3 2018 conference. It is wonderful. Genuinely laugh out loud stuff. Showing a couple of their games that genuinely look quite interesting, but the whole conference just rips the piss out of how all the other companies do E3. And it was an absolute delight for me.
I'm almost amazed that they're allowed to do that. No, like people having hunted them down and actually killed them.
She had a flamethrower. There were plenty of killings on stage. That was the joy of it.
I love how it's become serialised as well, because obviously off the back of last year's one, where she started foaming at the mouth and blood pouring out and apparently died on stage, and then she's back.
And died on stage at the end, yes. So, genuinely. But out of that, there were 2 particular games I would be unsurprised. Now, if I'm going to play a Battle Royale, I think Scum, which apparently is already on Steam on Early Access, looks fascinating because as bad taste goes, Scum looks... I think it's the South Park of Battle Royale is probably the way I'd put it. It's 64 players, so you and 63 others. And apparently the first thing you need to do is get some sort of weird chip out of your head. But it just looks very humorous, very dark, very nasty, and very, very funny. Very funny.
My favourite from that conference was the My Friend Pedro.
Yeah. I loved that.
That's Gun Ballet.
Yeah, the Gun Ballet game. It basically looks like Hotline Miami, but you're just playing this lunatic with 2 guns. And I love it's like a big sort of physics mashup where you can sort of fire up at a frying pan and it will ricochet
the
off.
Frying pan was the thing I was thinking of specifically as well.
Do you know what it made me think? It made me think this is what these people would have done if they had a Deadpool license.
Yeah. It's kind of got that sort of madness to it.
It's just amazing.
There's also one more game in this category that I must quickly mention called Maneater.
Yes, that was my other one. Yep.
Which is an open world RPG in which you play a shark, ruining everything.
Yeah, and you could get yourself up on the beach and eat people sunbathing on the beach. And apparently your mother was killed when you were just a shark pup. And it's got a full RPG progression system as a shark. And this is taking the concept of Goat Simulator, perhaps, but having a lot more fun with it and turning it into something that looks genuinely enjoyable.
Yeah.
Proper bonkers stuff, and it's great to see. And that one isn't Devolver.
No, that's it's what are they called? Blindside and Tripwire are bringing that out.
It's a shame, harking back to a very old software house. I was kind of hoping it would be Ocean.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Apparently, you can actually buy the Devolver Digital loot box coin.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they're $126.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the Cards Against Humanity were basically selling a hole in the ground as a Christmas present. It feels like that kind of vibe to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It might not be working anyway because it's going that link's not working anymore.
It is. Yeah, but there was a bit of marketing that did break the fourth wall because I mentioned to you guys just after it when they did the Skyrim Amazon edition.
Oh, the Bethesda concert, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was amazing, and they know the fact that they've ported it to everything. So you had the Amazon Echo edition, and just out of interest.
That is a real thing.
My other half, Suze, turned around to our Amazon doc and said, "Can we play Skyrim?" To which the answer was that Skyrim is not available in this country. That is a secret. I'm
burden I must carry,
a burden I'm sworn to carry.
Oh, so it's only in the US?
Well, no, it's the fact that they've programmed in that response. So
it's
anyone
not a real
asking,
thing, Rob.
It is a real thing.
Really?
It is a real thing, yes.
Oh, how about being able to play it on the smart fridge?
I don't know if that or the Etch-a-Sketch is available
What
yet.
if they weren't joking? Samsung smart fridge. It's like...
Yeah, Skyrim, very special edition. It's in the Amazon store. For the first time ever, take your rightful place as the Dragonborn of legend again and explore Skyrim using the power of your own voice, your Farum. Prepared to quest and explore the dungeons of Skyrim, master your weapons, spells and shouts, encounter people who constantly need your help, guard your knees against arrows,
eat all the cheese.
Mud crabs,
this sounds
fight
like
dragons.
a tongue-in-cheek marketing site, but...
Yeah, eat all the cheese, yeah.
Is it on there?
I eat all the cheese. It is, yeah. It's on Amazon.com. I'll send you the link.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Here it is. There you go. So, yeah, that's a thing you can do. Yeah, also in the bonkers category, I'd have to put Rage 2. I thought that looked pretty mental.
And fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently they've got the guys from... the guys that made Mad Max.
Yeah, so it's...
Avalanche.
It's ID and Avalanche. So ID with their Doom shooting, and it's worth mentioning there's a new Doom coming out, Infinite. That looks pretty cool. And
Eternal. Doom Eternal.
Okay, sorry, apologies.
Sorry.
But yes.
It's all right. No, there was another Infinite, but that was Halo Infinite.
Well, it gets confusing. They tag these words on at random. So the guys that did Mad Max, which was a very respectable, capable open world game, combining with the absolute masters of the first person shooter, in my opinion. So yeah, that looks fun, and the sort of game I'll be terrible at.
Yeah, it reminded me a bit of a game called Bulletstorm, where the point of it wasn't exactly sort of being great at shooting, but more like it was sort of easy, but just like allowing you time to sort of set up, like use all your powers and set up elaborate kills and stuff like that, and just feel like a total badass. So yeah, that was cool. Have you got anything, Marcus, for mad shit?
To be honest, it was all mad. I didn't know what I was looking at half the time. It's just
the opening to the Ubisoft concerts just got to be program.
Just
the dancing panda, Just Dance. I have no interest in the game whatsoever, but I thoroughly enjoyed the dancing panda and the entourage. That was just good fun. I liked that.
Yeah,
a lot more comfortable than the Sony conference and also just random banjos and stuff. No, dancing pandas every time.
Yeah. I concur.
I think potentially Doom Eternal might be batshit insane, simply because they've literally put it as hell on earth. But that's potential. I mean, they're saying it's more beasts, more crazy, you're even more powerful. What the hell do they have lined up?
Also, I bet as conferences go, Bethesda, because they had so much good stuff, the only stuff that they didn't really put dates to were the two things they just announced for next generation. That's fair enough. But they've got a lot of stuff coming out very soon that all looks quality. There wasn't anything out of that I didn't think, I might quite enjoy that.
Yeah. They've even got a mobile Elder Scrolls game that we haven't yet mentioned. Blades.
Yes. Christ, yes, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could put this under mad, because it is kind of mad. They're giving it away for free. And you'll also be able to play it in portrait mode, so just in case you're in a meeting, or you need to use your other hand. That got a bit of a snigger.
Yeah.
And you'll also be able to play it in VR.
Play on VR, play it on any console, on PC, on Android, on iPhone, play it on anything. And it's all free. It sounds like it's got quests, and it is, a light Elder Scrolls game. So, yeah.
You just got to love them for that, haven't you? I mean, I don't mind giving a company money when they treat you like that,
Yeah.
Speaking of happy to see some people that might potentially get some money, did you see the update to Cuphead?
I heard about it.
They've got an expansion. It was called the Delicious Last Course, and I think it's coming out soon. So that I was so happy to see that, because bearing in mind how much they fought to get the original game actually out. Every E3 it was like, yeah, we're still here. It's still coming. It'll be here.
It was exceptionally well received when it made it. Again, apparently it's one of those games like Meat Boy or whatever that's just so incredibly hard that I've not even tried.
It was an old school. It's old school of the old school.
Oh, so the animation, the videos and stuff is gorgeous, though, I have to say. The art style of that is magnificent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's well, as we're kind of slightly moving into another topic here, I would kind of put that in my in the not playing category for me. Something I can fully acknowledge is decent, but I just don't realistically think I'm ever going to get round to. So I don't know if you guys have got anything like that, but I've got a few that I can. I mean, it's tricky. These next two categories, you could interpret them almost as the same thing, but specifically, this is for games that I like the look of. They're absolutely the kind of game I would play, that I'm interested in playing, but I just don't think I'll ever get round to. And so for me, one of those probably is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, because it's a From Software game, and if it's anything like any of their other games, it will probably be quite a time sink and very difficult, and I will probably shy away from it, no matter how amazing it looks.
They fall into the FAF category, which stands for frustrating as fuck.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I was quite surprised there was no Bloodborne announcement, and I suppose this is what we got instead. And it was also at the Microsoft conference, so I don't know if it's going to be exclusive or not.
It's multi-platform. It was so in the Microsoft conference, it was really interesting. So when they showed videos, it would say platform exclusive or first look or something, unless it said console or console exclusive sometimes. But it didn't flash that up. So as far as I'm concerned, that's multi-platform.
There was another weird term they used, which was console launch exclusive, and
that'll be a time exclusive, like the second, like the second Tomb Raider was. Yeah. They might have rights over it for the first year. That's what I read into that one.
Okay. Oh, it's a shame because this game does look beautiful, but I just know it's like they announced Neo 2 as well, which is another game I put in that category. I tried Neo 1 and it was all right, it was good. I love Team Ninja games, I love Ninja Gaiden, but as soon as I got to a boss battle, I just couldn't be arsed.
That's right. To be honest, if I've got to pick a samurai game, I'm going to play Ghost of Mitsubishi.
Yeah,
I know the one you mean.
There was an amazing I saw an amazing internet response to the whole Neo and Sekiro. Basically everyone's talking about how Ninja Theory came out with Neo, and FromSoft basically went, you couldn't have hold my beer, but it was hold my Estus flask. And they came out with that.
Yeah, I love the traversal with the grappling hook on this as well. It looks awesome.
It's so good.
But yeah, maybe they might be going for something that's a little bit more accessible. Who knows?
Nah.
Well,
no, it does. It looks pretty punishing.
I do wonder whether they're giving a nod to something in there, because they said Shadows Die Twice, and also it says death will not come easy. And you see him get slain with a poison blade, and he gets back up. So I don't know whether it's like non-Dark Soul-y, as in one, you don't die initially the first time. They'll give you one extra life.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, actually.
Because I wondered, because everyone, you're so like blown away by it, you easily miss that detail. And I've watched the trailer a few times, and I kind of realised you heard the voiceover say it as well, and I thought maybe that's a direct sort of nod or hint.
Well, because they had been so upfront, the whole thing with Dark Souls, the whole like metal was the motto of that game was what was it?
Prepare to die and die or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, prepare to die. Yeah. So yeah, who knows? Maybe they have baked that into the whole game and made it a little more forgiving, allowing you to sort of experiment a bit more. Yeah. But it's something I don't think they've done before. Is so much sort of aerial, vertical action. So I don't know. I'm no expert with these games at all, but maybe this could be an entry point for someone who's not had much experience with what they've done before. Another game that I probably won't play is The Sinking City. This is a new game from Frogwares that's based heavily on Cthulhu horror, which, to be honest, is something I shy away from at the best of times. And I watched some gameplay, and there was some horrible little gribblies that you were shooting that were running around corners, and I had enough of that with Prey, to be honest.
Did we not see that at EGX?
Yeah, I think they had it there, yeah.
It was the one, yeah, we saw some issues there earlier on. It was
also, they said that they're not going to hold your hand at all. There's no like traditional quest givers. It's all about solving an investigation in an open world.
Yeah.
And it will be totally down to you to find your way through it. So it sounds like it's going to be horrendous, and it's Focus Interactive as well, who are notorious for buggy games or games that are just don't quite hit that quality bar that we're used to from the major publishers. I recently played the Sherlock Holmes games that people were raving about, and that was a very janky game. Had some great ideas, and it took you to some amazing places and some cool little bits of storytelling, but just ultimately frustrating, I found. Anyway, yeah. Has anyone got anything under this category? I know it's a little bit of an odd one, but
I have one. I'm not exactly sure if I'll get round to it. It was Ori, Willow of the Wisp.
Oh, right, yeah. I played the first one.
I haven't played the first one, so I don't know if I'll get round to it. Maybe I will when it's sort of a lot cheaper at some point. But it's just they overhauled the engine entirely. The graphics have been ramped up. Everything about it looked absolutely stunning.
The first one looked stunning.
Yeah,
I don't know if it looked any more stunning.
A lot better. When they showed it last year, it was on the same engine as the previous game. And this one, the lighting, the models, everything, the graphics have been amped up.
It looked like there was a bit more going on in the sort of rear plane, because it is a very 2D game.
Yeah.
But it's got some great little gameplay touches to it, that game. Like there was some of the levels, though, were so difficult. Like there was one that kind of involved you, like there was the old...
a rising,
flood sort of thing, and you have to you had to hop about like with absolute precision timing up to the top of this thing for a while. So that was quite tricky, that game, in places. Like throw the controller away, kind of frustrating in places. But I did finish it. No, it was a beautiful game, and I'm up for more. I think that's only on.
Play it, but we'll just see.
It's not on the Sony consoles. It's Microsoft PC and Xbox, I think.
Okay, cool.
Cool. What about you, Will? Have you got anything like this?
I think the main thing, again, fascinated by it, we've already mentioned it, was Skull and Bones. It feels like it could be good, and it feels like it could be fun, but just not quite enough to throw myself into. Similarly, games like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I've just completed the last one. And I will play it, but I'll wait till it's on a sale for £15 or so, and then I'll buy it. I'm not going to rush on that. So I think of all the games, if I think I'd like to play it, I will play it, probably. But there's so many. Once again, we've got an absolute rich rush of open world RPGs. Can spend God knows how many hours in them, and the ones that I feel will probably be a shorter experience are going to take a back seat to that, because I get my value for money first, and then wait for the other stuff to drop in price.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of the other way around with that. I'll play shorter things so I can do them and have them done, you know. but I don't like paying over the odds.
Play.
It is, well, within, yeah, I suppose if you're like looking at sort of full price games that are like 10 hours long, then yeah, I mean, that is a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. That's when it used to be handy to be able to rent games. I'd quite often get them from Love Film if I knew that they were like a, 6 to 10 hour game. I'd rent them off Love Film and send them back. But yeah, that's a bit tricky to do now. Have we got? Shall we move on to the Not My Cup of Tea segment then?
There was a beautiful looking game that looked really emotive. And I think it was from Don't Nod, I could be wrong, Captain Spirit. And it looked gorgeous. And an absolutely beautiful, moving story about a young boy and his imagination and his difficult life and all of that stuff. But you know what? Nah. It looked gorgeous and looked fascinating and brilliant, but God, no. I'm sure it's delightful and uplifting, but my trouble is with all of these sorts of games. I mean, I tried Life is Strange, and I get a feeling it's going to be on the same sort of vibe as that. I found it very slow.
By the same people.
Yeah, I find those games, and I know they're really critically acclaimed, and everyone that plays them says they're beautiful and wonderful. But like some of the walking sims I've tried, everyone says What Became of Edith Finch is amazing.
That is a good one.
Apparently so, but I started it and got really, really bored. Maybe I'm a bad person. But no, I'm afraid Captain Spirit, again, looks incredible. I could see how some people get really excited about this, but not mine.
No, fair enough. I think I don't know if I heard it right, but apparently that's free. That's coming out as a free sort of game to tee up the second season of Life
it's kind
is
of
Strange.
or episode 1 or something like that. But I'm not prepared to spend that kind of money on it.
Or time.
Well, more that, yes.
Yeah, it's probably only an hour long as well, to be honest. But I thought it looked a bit twee. And to be honest, I'm with you there, Will. I did play the first season of Life is Strange, but I just can't be asked. I've only got so much time these days, and I'd rather be pounding someone's head in with a virtual axe
exactly
instead.
That. I mean, it's the same with the Telltale games. I've had to go on the Telltale games, and again, as a general rule, people say they're excellent. But if I want just a story, I'll watch a film or a TV series. I want to genuinely interact, and as you say, unless someone's guts will fall out as a direct consequence of the action I've just performed, whether it's a shotgun or a sword or some sort of magic spell, no fun in it for me.
No, it's funny, isn't it? When time is at a premium, you tend to be a bit more selective, and I've got that way with movies and TV as well. Like, even if something's like amazingly well regarded, I can't be arsed with it if it's something I'm not that interested in.
That's why I've given up Westworld.
I've kind of. Oh, have you?
Yeah.
That does get better, I have to say. I've stuck with it, and it does get better.
Yeah,
it does get a lot better.
Your cup of tea, better.
Maybe.
But anyway, that's for another podcast, I think.
Indeed.
I would probably put Battlefield 5 under this category. I'm just bringing it up really because I had to just mention my prediction about everything going Battle Royale. And I wasn't totally on the money there, but I was watching the PC Gaming Show earlier, and they were like, we have a number of Battle Royale games.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I was right. And some of them looked quite, different spins on the thing. Some were like third-person perspective and stuff like that. But I won't play any of these games because
there were
I just
at least
don't care.
3 in the Microsoft conference as well, because they talked about the updates to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. They covered Battlefield 5, and there was also one of the ones that flashed up briefly that I really wasn't paying much attention to. That was also a Battle Royale, so there was at least 3 in that. But the only one I'm interested in may be Scum, but that'll probably be if I'm very bored and if it reviews very well. It just sounds fun.
Yeah, I was just waiting for them to drop that on the Battlefield thing. I mean, they're back in World War II now, so it's come full circle.
Yes.
I couldn't be less interested. I don't care how good the graphics look. I'd rather see them do that use that tech for other things like Anthem and stuff like that. You know, that's the application of it that I'm more interested in.
And the new Star Wars game.
Well, I guess that will be Frostbite. I don't know for sure, but I imagine it probably will be. I don't know if that's what they used on Titanfall or not. But
no, I haven't the faintest.
No. So yeah, that's it for me. There's one more, but I'm just going to not mention it because I just want to keep the peace. So
I've got one.
Marcus, have you got anything? Yeah,
I've got one. Frodo Baggins' project.
Transference.
Oh yeah.
PSVR. Basically, I put it down to PSVR meets David Cage, and let's leave it at that. And let's say we did, and then don't.
Yeah.
And move on.
And
I'm done.
Moving on my disappointments. My biggest disappointments were around the things I didn't see rather than the things I did see. Most things looked really good. Lots of good trailers. What I was really hoping to see this E3, and it was kind of confirmed that it wouldn't be done, but you always live in hope, was Borderlands 3. I'm very much ready for the next Borderlands game. Complete no-show. So that made me a bit sad.
Yeah, what else? Yeah, so there was no Bloodborne. Oh yeah, and there was no Splinter Cell.
No.
I thought I had that in the bag, I'd heard rumour that was happening.
No sign of Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to happen because we haven't heard hide nor hair of it for 3 years. The last thing we saw was a battle system and then basically it's been re-overhauled. But there was one game that I thought would show up and it didn't. Mortal Kombat 11. Only because I've been following Ed Boon's tweets and he's been hinting stuff based around Sub-Zero and mentioning it all the time. So then I kind of thought, maybe Sub-Zero is going to be a Smash Brothers character or something like that because they've got Street Fighter, they've got everyone else, Maybe Sub-Zero is going to turn up in Smash Brothers. I wouldn't have been surprised because they're absorbing all of the franchises into that.
I'd have been more interested
in Nintendo omelette.
I'd have been more interested in Smash Brothers if they didn't introduce the fatalities. Just seeing Mario get his head pulled off and his spine shattered.
They have overhauled the game as well, so it's not just a port. They've actually changed the entire battle system and everything. Redone everyone's sort of finisher moves and stuff have been reworked, and there's all sorts of stuff.
So maybe someone does put Mario's head and shit down his neck.
Yeah, and then you can.
I did play one of the more recent Mortal Kombat games on the Vita, I think, where there was a bit of a story going on.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat X's story is meant to be really good.
I think it was that. It was all right actually, as far as beat 'em ups go. I hadn't played one in a while. I didn't know how half the characters were, but
yeah, I would say NetherRealm. They're going mental with their sort of facial animations because they do the Injustice games as well, which is like the DC sort of beat 'em up games. And the facial animations and the characters for what is essentially DC Mortal Kombat stuff, it's insane. Like when you see them up close and stuff and they're talking, it's bonkers, absolutely bonkers for that. So I just wonder whether at some point they'll start lending out their tech and we can all enjoy seeing people whose faces don't look like they're twitching involuntarily.
Actually, so that's reminded me of another thing that we didn't see that I think a lot of people were hoping for, which was the new Marvel Avengers-y type collaboration, I think, through Squeenix.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, you're quite right. I was a bit miffed that I didn't see that. I didn't catch all of the Square presentation, but I really thought that would feature because I guess they're just not far along enough with it.
I have a hunch though.
What?
I reckon Comic-Con.
Possible.
San Diego Comic-Con. Because that's been growing as a larger alternative to unveil stuff. And it's become a weird force to reckon with because companies have been unveiling films and stuff there as opposed to other things as a first shot and games as well. And it kind of fits in because it's, Marvel and it's all comics and stuff. And I reckon Mortal Kombat will probably be unveiled there as well because it's all of that. So I reckon maybe San Diego Comic-Con might become a new thing to watch for reveals.
You never know, and there's all sorts of other games conferences going through the year, so let's keep our fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. A game that I did see that didn't do much for me was Death Stranding. If this is gameplay, it looks pretty fucking dull to me.
I have no interest. Is it Hideo? What's he? Kojima, yeah. I didn't enjoy Metal Gear Solid. It just felt like I could feel him masturbating behind the screen the whole time. Not interested.
Yeah, this new gameplay featured Lindsay Wagner, who played the Bionic Woman, and I watched a really cringy interview with Kojima, his translator, and her, who he's got her looking like she did back in the 60s or whatever, but like the real actress is like probably in her 70s, and it just seemed like such a sort of nerd off. Like, this guy is just like, they're just letting him do whatever he wants. And
he's become the Japanese David Cage, just what's happened.
Yeah, or like Tarantino or something. Like no one will say no to this guy, so they'll just let him take as long as he likes. And this has probably been the third year that they've shown this game, and every year it's just got another different Hollywood personality or actor in it, and it's like, what the fuck is it?
I think Andrew Lincoln's going to pop up in it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's like, yeah, I just had in my mind that Norman Reedus should be in this, so Norman Reedus is in it. And then Guillermo del Toro's like a fan, so he's then in it. And he's like not even an actor, he's a director. Although he has cameoed in a few things. Well, they're meant
to be working together on it, innit? The idea of the Nightmare Realm came from Del Toro.
They were going to do a Silent Hill game together.
Yeah, I reckon they should have.
Yeah, well, they can't now because like he's fallen out with Konami and they own that IP.
You don't have to call it Silent Hill. You can just do the exact same thing but with a different name. You could call it. You could have called it Death Stranding.
They thought this was going to be it, but I mean, it's clearly just, I don't know. Yeah. It just looks like absolute nonsense to me. I mean, maybe the problem is that they've just shown it too early, and this is all he's got to show.
Yeah, I mean, he's only had 4 years to play with it. It's definitely.
I just feel like the amount of hype for it is unreal. I mean, to give him the benefit of the doubt, I've never played any of his games. I gave the original Metal Gear Solid a go because I stupidly thought, I'll start from the beginning, even though that's stupid. But I played some of the second one, and that didn't grab me. Apparently, Snake Eater, the third one's really good, but I just
that one's set in the Cold War.
Apparently it had some really cool kind of systems in it.
A lot of people said 5 was incredible. I think it was free on PS Plus. Had a quick crack at it and just thought, nah, not my cup of tea.
No, from 4 onwards, he got weird.
The thing is, for me, like, I got into stealth games with like Thief and Splinter Cell and then Deus Ex, so I totally skipped over all the Japanese stuff, and I think that's true in a lot of cases, actually. I haven't done the Resident Evils, I haven't done the Metal Gears. What's the other one I haven't done?
Resident Evil was designed for the Western market. It was basically, they designed a game not to be played by the Japanese. It was supposed to be their take on a zombie to export overseas, which is why I liked it, because it had all the cheesy dialogue like a B movie. It was supposed to be crap and stuff like that, But I just remember playing the demo for the first Resident Evil and just loving the shit out of it. But
I just think that there's a massive amount of hype for this game, and I think at the very least it's going to be like another Alan Wake situation where you end up with a game that's all right and nothing to write home about, really.
I think they should have just given him some money and let him make a movie on it.
Yeah, he's so enamoured in movies. Like, well, they are making a Metal Gear film, actually. The guy who directed the last King Kong film, he's doing a Metal Gear film with Kojima.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Well, let's hope he gets more of a say than Kojima does.
I look forward to not watching it.
Yeah. So, that just looks like a tech demo to me, blatantly. So, so I don't know. Any final thoughts? I mean, I thought Sony were going to walk away with it, to be honest, but I think I'd hand that to Bethesda this year, to be quite honest.
I'd say Microsoft killed it.
Well, I think Bethesda killed it on the games. Sony showed off nothing particularly new. What I would say, Microsoft have shown a genuine effort. I think they know they're not going to catch up this generation, but they've invested in 5 pretty good software houses, or at least 2 or 3 that we all know are good. one brand new one.
I'm glad you brought that up.
And what they're doing with their Game Pass is genuinely pretty cool. I believe their Game Pass is not that expensive. There's a load of good games. Suddenly they've announced you've got Fallout 4, you've got Vermintide, you've got not just their stuff on the Game Pass. You've got, if you are investing newly in an ecosystem, particularly if you're going into the next generation, and you've got this ready-made games collection for less than the price of a new game each month. They're moving towards this whole Spotify, Netflix kind of vibe. It's never going to be as big a set of games, but I think Microsoft are doing something genuinely interesting. And if I didn't have a console and I wasn't bothered about specific exclusives, I would seriously be considering more the Xbox One. They've got the most powerful unit, and they've got this very good games proposition. So, well played to them.
Yeah, aren't EA doing something similar as well?
Only available, yes. So that's the EA Access, which is only available on Xbox, because Sony apparently didn't want it. So Microsoft, being the underdogs in this generation, are genuinely doing a good job of playing catch-up. Sony are focusing on just having good first-party games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
Actually, I think that EA Access Premier, I think that might just be...
surprise me?
I think that might just be PC, actually.
Yeah, EA Access, it means that, games like Titanfall 2, you get early access to the games pre-release, and this is all Xbox. And like I say, Microsoft's conference, they appear to be a lot more open about what they're doing, are genuinely trying. So, which is good, because they weren't showing any visible effort for a good couple of years. This E3, they've really shown that they're looking at turning this around. There'll be a delay, but it could be pretty good.
I was impressed with what they did, to be honest.
Yeah, Origin Access Premier is for the PC client. So it starts with Madden NFL 2019 that's coming back to PC, Battlefield 5, FIFA 19 and Anthem, and they'll all be available on this Access Premier, but there's no word on how much that's going to cost.
Yeah, but like I say, that's the PC one, but the Xbox one, it seems pretty good value if you like those sorts of games.
Also, I quite liked how they seemed to be, even though a lot of them were just, like you said, timed release and world exclusives or whatever, not necessarily Xbox exclusive. It was them sort of bringing games that would either be in Japan or whatever to more of an audience.
Yeah.
Because you had that Jump Smash thing, which was like the Dragon Ball, One Piece, and something else. No, but I'm just saying, the Arena Fighter games, it's basically bringing a lot of games.
That looked horrible.
Yeah, but that aside, it's the genre of game. It's bringing more games that don't get released overseas.
Yeah.
Overseas. So I applauded them for that, at least, because they seem to be making an effort to make the market truly global as opposed to segmented, which I think can only be a good thing.
So, in my opinion, Bethesda wins. Microsoft, pretty close second. Sony did all right. Again, just nothing new. Square Enix right at the back of the crowd because their conference was crap.
No, EA was back in the crowd.
Really? Oh, it's a tight one.
I thought EA's was just so boring.
The Square bit that annoyed me was the Kingdom Hearts, though, right? Microsoft showed a Kingdom Hearts trailer. Square's conference, they showed exactly the same trailer. Nothing new.
Yeah, true.
That was
but
really
I didn't have to sit through 20 minutes of FIFA. and Madden. No one cares.
There is that.
Yeah, I think my main takeaway is just quite how busy the gaming calendar has become now for the next few months. I had Red Dead at the end of the year, but now there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in there. Also, I was impressed by the amount of it's out now kind of drops. We got Unravel 2, DLC for Prey. There were a few other bits as well that just were suddenly just released. I mean,
I did quite like the free Call of Duty Black Ops 3 on PlayStation Plus.
It was the maps, wasn't it?
So basically, out of this E3, I've got For Honor free on PC, and I've got Call of Duty Black Ops. Two games I would probably never bother purchasing, but they're free. I'll give them a punt.
Yeah, I signed up for the For Honor thing. I think it's available this weekend, isn't it? Unless
it's for the next week. Well, it depends when this goes out. But yes, there was it's basically the week from E3 Ubisoft conference, whenever that goes to.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm plenty to look forward to. I think February next year looks like a bit of a bloodbath. One of those games has got to move out of that slot. Anthem, Metro, Days Gone, and Crackdown 3 all apparently coming out on the 22nd of February.
Anthem and Crackdown will probably be later on in the year, I reckon.
What, Crackdown Slip? Surely not.
Anthem, definitely.
I think the one that's least likely to move is the Sony one, simply because they're so arrogant that they'll just put that out then anyway. And it's an exclusive and will only be available on one console anyway. I reckon Metro could slip, Anthem could slip, simply because it's a multiplayer thing. They might not quite, their beta test might not go as smoothly as they want, but they are doing an open beta, I think. That's date. I think the last one dated is Division 2, which is March the something. It's like the second week of March.
I am kind of looking forward to that. Like I said, I know the first one went a bit weird, but there were moments in that game where it felt like I was a Walking Dead character, like when it was good, because I was, running around choosing to team up with some people, not quite trusting them. Being a sniper, sneaking around, avoiding people, treating them like hordes rather than NPCs. And it just felt like a world where you're not sure who you can trust, even the people you're with, because I was in a group and then they kind of turned and then just left you.
Oh, yeah, if you're in a group with randoms and stuff, it could get a bit mercenary.
I quite enjoyed that because I thought, well, I'm in a almost post-apocalyptic New York City. Of course, I shouldn't trust any fucker that comes along and says, "Yeah, I'll help you." It just felt part of the immersion. But yeah, I kind of lost interest in it though, so maybe I should pick that back up again. But maybe I should just go into Division 2 because it's a different setting. Carries on, start fresh.
Level playing field.
Yeah.
Well, at least for the first day, anyway. I mean, the thing I love about E3 really is it kind of just sets the agenda for the rest of the year as far as what's coming out. I mean, has anyone got any plans on things they're definitely going to get? For me, it's Spider-Man, Tomb Raider, Red Dead, and Fallout, probably.
Yeah, Fallout, if you pre-order, apparently you get access to the beta. And I'm actually interested enough. Once I've got a little bit more information, I may even put a pre-order in just so I can have an early play.
And then cancel it.
Quite possibly.
I do. Yeah, well,
my Battlefield 2 pre-order.
Yeah, I'm still slightly trepidatious about Fallout 76 just because it's Bethesda's first online game. Yeah. And
but if it's a little bit jiggly and stuff, it might be part of the fun. Moon jumps for everyone.
I'm sure the streamers will have a field day with it, whether it's good or not.
Right.
I'm looking to get a Switch and a PS4 Pro. Hopefully by the end of the year, because it feels like now is the right time. But regardless of whether I actually have a Switch or not, I'm going to pre-order that Pokemon game for Suze because I know she would absolutely love it, and a little peripheral as well. So that's got my little vote because it's a gaming genre that's it's different. We can all shoot people's heads off at 50 yards with a shotgun axe, but stuff like that, like the Rabbids, Mario Rabbids and stuff.
A bit of silliness.
It's a nice little subgenre of gaming that I'm glad is still around and hasn't been sort of beaten into submission by all of the gritty realism that we love, and so I'm definitely getting that. And I've got my eye on Resident Evil 2 because
you have to.
As I know, I'm going to cry like Carlton Banks out of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air playing it. God, it's going to be fun. It's like being in the 90s again and having a PlayStation for the first time. It's that sort of exciting feeling that I'm getting.
Yeah, that'll be out on everything anyway, so you won't need a new console for that.
Oh, but I want one.
Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah, cool. All right then, we'll leave it there.
Awesome.
I think we'll probably be back. The next show will probably be in August, by which time we might have played something new.
Who can say?
So, yeah. But we hope you've enjoyed our extensive breakdown of E3 and what we thought about that.
Thanks for listening to the Not Playing Podcast, part of the Not Listening Podcast Network, where you can also find the Not Watching Podcast, where we talk about movies and TV, and the Not Listening Podcast, where you can hear Adam and Co. talk about all kinds of nonsensical nonsense. You can email us at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at or follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. You can find the show notes for all our shows at notlistening.co.uk, and if you like what you've heard here, please do leave us a review. Anyway, that's all for now. Until next time, bye!
With no booty, my friend, I'm inclined to agree, 'cause I suck. You suck. I suck at